Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cerise Fairfax and I'm here on the north coast of the Dominican Republic in a little province, well in a huge province by the name of Puerto Plata and a municipality by the name of Sosua in a little neighborhood where I live called Los Jaramicos. I live where I love and I love where I live.
I live where I love and I love where I live. Every moment here's got something to give. The rhythm of the islands in my soul. Living the good life, feeling whole.
All right, how can you tell if a girl is underage? This is important because Sosua is going through a lot of changes right now after the raids. A lot of people are messaging me and they're like, Cerise, I saw one of your videos, one of your lives where you said a guy got with a girl and he did all the right things. He asked her for her identification because he sensed that she was younger, but when she showed him her identification, it said that she was over 18. And when he went to the hotel with her and had a good time with her, he left with her. The security guard stopped him and said, she's not 18. She's under 18. And he said, no, she showed me her identification. And the security guard said, show me your ID to the girl, and the girl showed the ID and it was fake. So I'm going to tell you guys how you are going to be able to see what is real and what is fake. Now, this is very important information, so please be sure to take your notes. I really want you guys to understand completely what's happening here. Okay, identifying a fake Dominican identification, typically called a cedula, is it's the national identification card, requires a careful review of various security features and details. Here's a checklist of what to look for. Number 1, basic information consistency. Compare the ID against any other available documents or information. So if she has a couple of pieces of ID, make sure you look at the name of the spelling of the name. Also, birth date. Verify the age makes sense. Okay, so if she tells you her age and she tells you the year, make sure that you do the proper calculation and everything of that nature. Also, the cedula number format. So there is a number, an identification number on the card itself. And it's the Dominican ID numbers. It has 11 digits, usually with 3 digits, dash, 7 digits, dash, 1 digit. So 11 digits, but the first 3, dash, 7, dash, 1. If it's not written like that, it's fake. Now 2, inspect the physical features of the ID. A genuine Dominican ID card should have this: high quality printing, no smudging, no pixelation, or blurry text. It looks just like your driver's license would look anywhere around the world from any federal identification place. Also, there's a holographic element, such as embedded logos or seals that change with light. So you know when you turn a certain card, you have that holographic light, it changes colors. Also, ghost image, a faint duplicate of the photo visible under light. So when you put the card under light, you'll be able to see a little duplicate photo. It's a ghost photo. So you won't be able to see it just looking at the card. You have to put it under the light and then you'll see a faint duplicate of the photo, okay? Visible under light. Signature and fingerprint. Clear, not digitally printed or scanned looking. It has to be a clear fingerprint, okay? And you'll notice it right away. Micro text and fine lines. hard to replicate without professional equipment. So these are micro lines and fine lines, microtext, sorry, and fine lines. It's hard to replicate. So this is a very important thing. Then you can also validate the Dominican identification numbers through the Junta Central Elector. It's JCE. The website is, you go to the website, you can do it from your cell phone. I'll also put the link inside of the description. And it is www.jce.gov// I'm going to read it again just in case those of you who are writing things down. www.jce.gov.do/. Now, this is where you will be able to input the 11-digit number to see if it returns a valid match. It should display the person's full name and voting status. They cannot vote unless they are 18. So that's one thing. That's really important. And if she doesn't want you to put her ID inside of your device, then hey, something's up, because she'll let you take a photo of it, because she'll be like, sure, take a photo of it. But once you go on to that website and you put in those numbers and her no valid ID comes up, then it's not right. 4, look for red flags. If the plastic feels cheap or unusually flexible, incorrect Spanish or strange wording, unrealistic photo, too perfect, edited, or mismatched with the person, inconsistent font sizes or misalignment, no visible security features under UV light. Now, if you have a UV light, you'll be able to access some other visible features. Ask for a passport or a birth certificate if all else fails. So guys, this is really important. A lot of you guys come here, and a lot of you guys, a lot of the women look younger than their age as well. You can look at like a 25-year-old girl here, a 35-year-old woman, and they look younger. So it is really easy to get confused sometimes. And then you can look at like a 17-year-old girl, and she might look like she's 25. And I think that's just all around the world. But because Dominican women really do take care of themselves and they do have good features, they look younger longer, generally speaking. So please make sure you take care of yourself. There was another guy that I know of, and he came here and he was chilling on the beach, just having a bite to eat, eating some fish, minding his business. He came alone. He usually comes with his friends, but his friends didn't come this time. And so he was like, you know what, I'm just going to take a solo trip. I'm just going to enjoy my time and have a good time. So obviously he comes for the ladies. So here he was on the beach having a bite to eat, and a woman walked up to him and she sat down in front of him and she spoke wonderful English, and she said to him, hey, what's up? Like, are you here alone? I've seen you before. And he's like, yeah. And he saw her before as well. And he's like, yeah, I know, I've seen you before too. And she was also alone that day. And she's like, do you mind if I sit here with you? And he said, yeah, of course. No, go ahead. He's like, can I get you a drink? She's like, yeah, sure. So he got her a drink of alcohol. He asked her, what would you like to drink? And she asked for a pina colada. He got her a pina colada, and he got it for her the fancy one where they open up a whole entire pineapple. They drill it all out. They put the alcohol in and they make it all fancy. They put a little umbrella on top, and they brought it out to her, and she really loved it. And he said to me, he's like, you know what? When that drink was brought out, I could see her expression looked kind of young. He's like, I looked at her like her reaction, she was like, oh, wow. And he said he felt at that moment she was young. But so he said to her, he's like, how old are you? And she said, 21. And he said, oh, okay. After talking to her for a little while and everything, he's like, all right, I'm going to ask her if she wants to hang out. Now, he's never done this before. He's always been with his guys. He's never hung out with a woman before. He has gotten with women and he takes them back to his, hotel or whatever, but never has he hung out with someone. But he was a little bored and he thought, why not? So he asked her, he's like, hey, do you want to take a walk up Pedro Clasante? I can get you a couple of drinks if you like or whatever. And she's like, okay, sure. And he's like, but this is not a date. Like, I'm not paying you for this. We're just going to hang out. Is that all right? She's like, yeah, of course. So they start walking up Pedro Clasante, and he looks at her and he's like, do you have identification? Because you look kind of young. Because all of her responses to him was in his intuition was like, she's kind of young, So he asked her, he's like, do you have identification? And she's like, yeah. So she pulls out her identification and she shows him. He took the identification in his hand and he held it and he looks at it and he's like, okay. And it was a flimsy card. And he said to me, he's like, Cerise, it was like someone took paper and laminated it. It's like the old fashioned identification. And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, but I didn't know. He's like, I didn't know that it was like as good as it's supposed to be. And this is how he found out. So he looks at the birth date and he's like, okay. They keep walking up the street. And he gets to just about to turn into the restaurant that he was going to sit at. And one of the Dominican guys that hustle on the street went up to him and said, oh, you like young girls? And he's like, what do you mean? And the Dominican guy said, you better be careful. And he said, what do you mean? Like, she's 21. And he's like, she's not 21. He's like, show me your ID. To the girl. The girl's like, okay. The girl pulls out her ID, but she doesn't give it to the guy. And the guy's like, let me see your ID. Let me see your identification. And she's like, no. And she stuck it back into her purse. And she looked at the guy, the guy who told me the story. She looks at him and she's like, I don't like him. I don't like him. He always bothers me. So the guy who told me the story is like, dude, like, just leave her alone. It's her ID. The dude took his identification out. And he said, if her identification doesn't look like this, you're going to get in trouble. So the guy took the street dude's identification, cedula, into his hand. He looked at it and he said to me, he's like, Cerise, it was night and day. This cedula looked just like how we would have like a driver's license in America, he said, or like our own identification. He's like, her identification was so flimsy. It was just like a piece of paper with her photo. And he's like, I literally thought that, okay, it's the Dominican Republic. Maybe they don't have the fancy systems like the United States. And maybe that's what their identification looks like. No, don't think that. It looks just like yours around the world. So be very careful, please. And don't get caught up in this whole change of Sosua and get yourself into issues that you regret later. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Cerise Fairfax here. Please do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe. I make these videos for you. Don't forget to hit that like button. And don't forget to be good to yourself today. Tomorrow's not promised, so make the best of today. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Woke up to the sunrise, paint in the sky. Palm trees swaying like they're saying hi. Coconut water dripping down my chin. Sosua mornings, let the day begin. I live where I love and I love where I live. Every moment here's got something to give. The rhythm of the islands in my soul. Living the good life, feeling whole. Cerise rules their island charm. Locals teach me peace with no alarm. Mangoes Ooh, sweet papayas in my hand. Learning their ways, I start to understand. I live where I love and I love where I live. Every moment here's got something to give. The rhythm of the islands in my soul. Living the good life, feeling whole. Oh, dancing in the streets to the beat of the drum. Stories of the past from the old and the young. Traditions flowing like the waves in the sea. The north coast of Sosua, it's setting me free. Fishermen's boats coming back to the shore. Smiles all around, can't ask for more. This life's a treasure, a gift from above. In Sosua, I found a home to love. I live where I love and I love where I live. Every moment here's got something to give. The rhythm of the islands in my soul. Living the good life, feeling old. I live where I live. Every moment here's got something to give.